Hello infinite beings, welcome back to Discovering Infinity, this space where we are releasing human conditioning and tuning ourselves with the energy of infinite possibilities. Guys, yes, it's been a while. It's been like a year since I posted on here, and this year has been quite the year for me, so many changes, so many lessons, so many adventures, and I just haven't had the space to come on here and sit down, do a video and share with you guys. And honestly, I've just been integrating all these crazy lessons, these massive initiations I've been going through, and finally here we are. Okay, if the camera shakes a little bit, it's because there's some cats here and they're hopping on the table where I've put this camera up, so that's what I'm dealing with right now. Bear with me. Here we are, you guys. I've missed you, I've missed this, I've missed doing this, and today I just woke up and I was like, I'm doing a video. I'm gonna get back to posting on my YouTube channel, and I want to do more stuff on here, so subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna do just more stuff. I'm not gonna say it all right now because yeah, we need to get those things going first before I start mentioning it. Anyways, so this video is all about 6 ways how you can turn rock bottom into an opportunity for redirection. And this is pretty much like the perfect video to come back into this space with, because this is pretty much what 2022 has been for me. Right at the beginning of 2022, I would say I really experienced my own personal rock bottom, and this whole experience of rock bottom came up after I really took the biggest leap of faith I've ever taken in my life. And man, it's been life-changing this year, and I'm really grateful for that experience. I'm grateful to have hit rock bottom, because I wouldn't be where I am now, seeing life how I see it, if I hadn't gone through all these things. Oh, first of all, check out this view, guys. We are out here, we are in Namibia. Shout out, this country has just been, wow, so healing, so special, so amazing. I'm super grateful to be here. And okay, let's do this. The first way is to accept the present moment as it is, without trying to change it, without trying to resist it, without trying to make yourself better than the present moment that you're in. For me, when I did hit rock bottom at the beginning of this year, I just didn't want to accept it. I really didn't want to. I really didn't, because my ego was just like, I deserve better than this. I've worked so hard. I've been working on my healing journey. Like, why me? Why me? And it's crazy, because I was saying this, I was vocalizing it, and I talked to my cousin about this. Shout out to you, Sheiks, if you're watching this, love you. And she told me, if not you, then who? If not you, then whom? And that really has been a big mantra for me this year. If not me, then who? Right? A lot of times, especially us folks who are out here in this spiritual journey, we sometimes don't want to accept challenging, uncomfortable situations, because we just sometimes in this conscious space, I see a lot of this obsession with light and joy and bliss, and all that stuff's amazing, and we all deserve to experience that stuff all the time. But we are healing, we are releasing thousands of years of collective unconsciousness, and that just doesn't go away in a day. It just doesn't go away in a year. It doesn't go away in any egoic timeline, in any linear timeline. It just goes away in divine timing, and sometimes you really have to go through these really dark, challenging experiences in order to see just where we weren't fully detached, to see where we were still holding on to expectations or conditioning, you know, and to see the parts of life where we still needed to let go more, to release more. And for me, accepting the present moment as it is really has been an amazing tool to actually help me surrender to what's happening. And when you can surrender to what's happening, you can actually start to see the lesson. When you're so focused on resisting the present moment, when you're so focused on manipulating your present circumstances to match what your mind thinks you should be doing, you know, I always tell myself, if I wasn't supposed to be here, then I wouldn't be here. But I'm here, and so that's where I'm supposed to be. And when you start to surrender and accept that life is always doing what it needs to do, and you're always exactly where you need to be. You know, acceptance is not complacency. A lot of people, like even my own mom, like sometimes she's like, what do you mean accept? You know, and to her she's like, so does acceptance mean that you're not going to put on your seatbelt when you're driving? And it's like, no. Acceptance isn't like putting yourself in harm's way. Acceptance is accepting what's already here now, because it's already here, you know. And so if, you know, with the example that she gave of like, so you're not going to put your seatbelt on and then you're going to get into a car accident and die. And it's like, no, I will put my seatbelt on. But if I do happen to get into a car accident, then I will have to accept that life brought that to me for a reason, to wake me up from some sort of autopilot mode that I was in some way, shape or form, and surrendering to that and allowing life to do what it's doing puts you in a perfect position to actually see the lessons that life is bringing your way instead of resisting. And when you're in this resistance and you're not accepting why you're supposed to be going through this rock bottom that you're going through, you actually just make it worse, because then you start to like absorb. It's like sometimes, a lot of these things are karmic, you know. We have these things like encoded in our karmic body. And sometimes you have to go through something that has the same kind of energy of what put that into your karmic body in the first place, right? And so if something came into my karmic body from self-hate, I have to kind of experience something that mirrors that energy for me to release it. But when you become attached to that and you start to become emotionally dense because of these experiences, instead of clearing these energies from your karmic body, you just re-encode them, and you keep re-encoding it, and you keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. And we don't want to do that anymore. We're done doing that, guys. We are here for freedom. We are here for evolution, okay? Sometimes it's just accepting, like, oh, I needed to go through this because I need to release this. I need to release this heaviness. I feel heavy right now because I still have attachments, right? True freedom is being able to experience everything without being personally attached to what you're experiencing, and just observing it and just accepting that this is what my soul wants to observe right now, so let me just observe it. And then nothing lasts forever. It's always, everything is constantly changing. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing in this world anyways. And so accept it, see the lesson, and then you can actually start to move forward as a better, more lighter, more detached version of yourself. And that's the ultimate goal here, guys. That's what tuning into infinite possibilities is, okay? Number 4, take responsibility. Take responsibility for the role you played in creating this situation, okay? When I first hit rock bottom, I was blaming. I was playing the blame game, okay? My ego was just looking around like, who can I blame for this? And like, fine, you know, granted, some other people in my life did play a role in the situation I was in at the time, and maybe I'll do a video talking more about this. If you want to hear, just drop a comment. But I was blaming this person, it's this person's fault, it's this person's fault. And it's like, okay, what about me though? What about me though? Okay, because how can I ever be in a situation that's fully someone else's fault? It's not possible, you know. Like, even if someone has done something bad to you, or like, you know, unpleasant to you, you also allowed that person into your space. You welcomed them into your space. You gave them room to do whatever that thing was to you. And so taking responsibility doesn't necessarily mean like, okay, it's all my fault, but it means like, what role did I play? How did I bring myself into this? And for me personally, at the beginning of this year, there was a lot of things, a lot of expectations I had about what my parents were supposed to be in my life. And I knew deep down that they just are not capable of doing certain things that I wanted from them, but I didn't want to accept it fully. And so I kept putting myself in positions where they could disappoint me, instead of just accepting like, this is who they are, this is how they're gonna be for the rest of my life, and let me just protect myself from these levels of disappointment, you know, having all these expectations of them. That's why I love the saying, expect nothing, accept everything. Because when you have no expectations, then you just allow what is to be. But when you have so many expectations, then you're coming in already full. Your cup is already full when you're coming into a situation. And so there's no room for what is, because you have your expectation, you know. And so yeah, accepting that role that you played in creating this rock bottom is a major step in actually coming out of it, because then you can start to energetically remove yourself from it, because you're accepting like, okay, because I did A, B, C, and D, because I allowed A, B, C, and D is why I'm in this situation. And so if I don't want to be in a situation like this again, I need to stop doing that, or accepting that, or allowing that, you know, or not saying something, or, you know, whatever it was that you did, whatever role you played. Once you can accept it and you can see it for what it is, then you start to give yourself the power to change it and to make choices that are more aligned with your truth, with your love, and less with the ego and these programs and these expectations, okay? Okay, number 5 is observe the situation without becoming personally attached to it. And I think I already touched on this a little bit so far in this video, because it's just, this is like the major key here in this video, is like observing it without becoming personally attached. When we become so personally attached to what we're going through, we create so much resistance. And we morph it into something that it's not in our minds, you know. We turn something that's not so serious into this whole huge dramatic thing in our minds by becoming attached to it and saying, why me, you know, like, I deserve better than this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, Your soul, your consciousness came here just to experience things and witness things. And to your soul, nothing is good or bad. You know, nothing is easy or hard. All these things that we label, good, bad, easy, hard, evil and not evil or whatever, all these are labels that the ego mind assigns to things, but everything just is what it is. Everything just is what it is. Nothing is exclusively good or exclusively bad, you know? Everything just is what it is. And when you can come back, when you can step away from what you're experiencing, when you can remind yourself that I am not my body, I am not my thoughts, I am not my feelings, I am not my experiences, I am the one observing it, you can really start to see things for what they are rather than what your mind wants to label them as. And when you can see, something as challenging as rock bottom for what it is when you can actually finally put yourself in a position to start to shift that into a space that is more aligned with you, with your truth. And that's where our power lies, really, is in remembering who we really are beyond what we've been told, what we've been taught, and just stepping away from all the noise and just being present, Finally, the sixth way that you can turn rock bottom into an opportunity for redirection is to trust that you have the power to change your situation step by step, piece by piece, day by day, moment by moment, choice by choice. You have that power. And when you step away, when you come back to the seat of the observer, is when you can actually finally really see that you do have that power. It's, when you're so in your ego mind, you collapse infinite possibilities and you become fixated on just one small aspect. And that's how we limit ourselves. That's how we limit ourselves, because you tell yourself, I can't do this, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to experience this. And it's like, no, you're beyond all of these things. You can do anything because you're not really even doing it. You're just witnessing it, you're just letting it move through you. And that's how you realize, nothing lasts forever. Sometimes rock bottom, when you're in there, when you're in the depths of it, when you're in the trenches, you feel like this is it. This is your whole life now, and you're never going to be happy again. You're never going to feel light again. Things will never be how they were before. And things will never be how they were before. That's true. But you'll not be stuck in this forever. You'll never be stuck in anything forever. You're gonna freaking die, your soul's gonna leave this body, leave this planet at some point. And so how can you convince yourself that this is it now, this is gonna be my life forever now? Never. Everything changes. And even if it might seem in the moment that there's no way out of whatever you're going through, when you stop logically trying to figure it out with your ego mind, and you just surrender and accept, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be, let me just observe this and learn from this, the solutions and the ways out, the ways forward, they just present themselves to you naturally, spontaneously. You don't have to fight to find the answers. You honestly just have to accept and let go, and then the answers just find you when you're ready, when you're in that space of acceptance, of true surrender, when you really, really, truly trust that you can get through anything, that nothing lasts forever, that everything is a lesson, and once you've learned the lesson, that life will just naturally move you to the next thing. When you can really trust in this, you open yourself energetically to receive divine guidance. And when you're in that space, in that open space, the answers just come. They just arise from your heart. Just a knowing, like, oh, this is what's next for me. And when you just trust that and you take that step, then the next thing, it just comes like boom, oh, this is what's next for me. And next thing you know, you're, gone from rock bottom to freaking traveling the world, seeing all these new places, meeting your soul family. It's like, wow. As soon as I let go of that label that this is the worst time of my life, this is, I don't deserve this and blah blah blah, as soon as I opened my heart and accepted it, I really truly became a magnet for miracles. Like, y'all, there was moments in my rock bottom where I didn't even know how I was gonna get water, literally. And now here I am. I've been to my 5th country in this trip, and I don't even know how I got here. Like, I can't logically tell you do this and this and this. It just happened because I allowed it to happen. I allowed life to teach me what it wanted to teach me, and now I just see everything differently. And because I see everything differently, I'm creating a different reality. And I think that's it, guys. That's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back for real this time. This is not just like one video and then I'm gonna disappear for 6 months. I'm back. We're gonna be on this space with you. So yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for being patient with me. And yeah, as always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because you are the creator of your reality, y'all. Stay blessed, stay infinite.